Hi everyone, welcome to Introduction to Public Relations. I'm Laura Hudson. I'm an Associate Professor of Mass Communication at Rochester University. I've taught here for 20 years. My background is mostly in public relations. My undergrad degree was in PR, Mass Comm PR, and then my master's degree was in journalism. I've worked all over the country. I worked for a magazine in Houston. I worked in California as a PR person for a university. Then back to Oklahoma, working for a university, and then to Michigan, I worked for a university in PR. And then I started my own business in public relations and did a lot of writing and consulting work. And then I was the director of PR for an advertising agency in Troy. And after that, I soon had my daughter and decided that I didn't want to have that really hectic work schedule. So I started teaching public relations and working at Rochester University more than 20 years ago. She's 21 now, so it's been quite a while. So I love teaching this class because my background is in public relations, and I think you'll find it very interesting. If you're taking it because you're a PR major, this is the first class in the sequence. If you're taking it as you're a mass comm major, the principles that we are talking about in this class will be things that you can apply to all of your different projects. If you're taking this as an elective, I really think these strategies and techniques are things that everyone should be able to use in their future careers or even working for churches or nonprofits. These techniques are things that can be used in almost every application. So I'm going to, this is our textbook, Think Public Relations. I think you'll like it. It's very visual, kind of laid out more like a magazine. That's not a very visual page. There we go. Looks more like a magazine than most of your textbooks do. So I think you'll find it to be an interesting read. You do need to have your textbook. It's very important. You'll be taking quizzes online and also doing case studies that are in the textbook. So be sure and get a copy. There is a copy on reserve in the library on Rochester's main campus. So if you don't have a copy, you can always go there and check it out and use it for a couple of hours or copy pages or whatever you need to do. It also is available, again, as an ebook, which is a cheaper option. You can rent it. It's not a brand new edition, so it should be a little bit cheaper for you to afford. So now I'm going to go over the syllabus, but I'm going to change my video so that I can pull up the syllabus as well. So again, welcome, and I will be right back to go over that. I have the syllabus up now, so let's go through it together so that you can know what we will be discussing and learning about during this course. Again, this is Intro to Public Relations, and even though the field is sort of a recently new field, it came about when technology became about, it came about with mass communication and the media. But some of these techniques that we'll be talking about have been around for a long time. So I like this quote from Winston Churchill: "A lie gets halfway around the world before the truth has a chance to get its pants on." Winston Churchill. So one of the techniques that we'll talk about today or throughout this course is how important it is to respond quickly when crisis happens or when your image is being attacked or something like that. So this quote just kind of lends itself to that, and that's why I like to put it on the syllabus. So the course description is an overview of public relations theory, strategy, and practical techniques as used by corporations, nonprofit groups, and other organizations. The course focuses on ways to communicate and promote products, services, images, and ideas to various publics. So these are our learning goals and outcomes right here. The institutional learning goals and what are, what everyone, the two things that there's 5 things that we use for institutional learning goals. These are the 2 that I think you'll be covering in this class. We also have program learning outcomes. These are the things that we want all of our graduates from the mass communication department to know and to learn while they are in our entire program. So the course learning outcomes are those that are specific to what we'll be talking about during this 8-week course. So you will learn about the role and functions of public relations in a contemporary society. Number 2, the contingency views of public relations practice in the worlds of managing competition and conflict. Number 3, the historical evolution of PR, career opportunities in the field, and professional, ethical, legal responsibilities. The basic process of PR, which is research, planning, communication, and evaluation, and how you can achieve those things. Number 5, the persuasion of public opinion and understanding who your audiences are, audience analysis. Number 6, some practical guidelines for how to use written, spoken, and visual techniques to reach your audience. And number 7, the internet and social media are drastically changing the way that PR people build and sustain relationships between an organization and its constituents. So we'll be talking about all those things, and those are the things that you should learn about by the end of these 8 weeks. Okay, going on to page 2. There I am, my title. My email address is always the best way to reach me. I check it several times a day. So send me an email. Do not call this number. It's my office number. I work a lot from home because I teach a lot of online classes. I'm in my home right now. So this number, if you see office hours listed, you could call that number during office hours, and I might be able to answer if I don't have someone in there with me. And my office is in AG7, which is on the main campus, and here are my office hours. I do recommend appointments so that if I am meeting with someone else and you drop in, you don't have to wait. You can just, I'll be ready for you. I already showed you the book. Here's our book. Again, it is not too expensive for the way that textbooks go. You can get a digital version, or as always, use the copy on reserve in the library. And I love PR. Our course requirements. Our discussion forum for this course is called the Hall of Fame, the PR Hall of Fame and Shame Forum. So we will be looking at different PR incidents and campaigns that have happened and analyze them, and you'll be applying things that you've read in your textbook and just your own thought process when you are answering those questions. So that'll be 200 points. You'll have 5 of those that you will do during this 8 weeks. You'll also have section quizzes. You'll be doing 4 of those. Those are worth 100 points each. You can use your textbook. I'll go into it in more detail in a minute. Case studies, you'll be writing 3 total of those. And that's a total of 750 points. So first of all, the discussion forums, I'm not going to read through all this in detail. You can all read it, and there's a lot of instructions here. There are also guidelines on the Moodle course page. But let me just point out that 2 of your discussion posts are required to be done via video. So this is something that I started even just this last year so that we could see each other and hear each other. One of the complaints that students have, and teachers too, about online classes is that we don't really interact. It feels impersonal. So through doing these video discussion posts, I'm hoping that we can see and hear each other and kind of get to know each other a little bit better than if we're just writing those posts. And actually, some of you, especially in our field, you know how to do video, you like doing video, so these might be 2 different weeks that you'll really enjoy because you're not having to write it out, but you're able to create a video with your thoughts in it. One thing I do want to point out is that you always need to reference your source, something from the textbook in your discussion post. So find a quote or information in the textbook that applies appropriately to what you're trying to communicate and put it into your discussion post. So more details about all that is on Moodle. So the first discussion forum is on video and the last one. So this week you'll be doing a video post, and then the ones in between will be written out. So you'll be doing 5 of those. They're worth 40 points for the week. 30 points is for your initial post, and then you are required to respond to at least 1 other classmate, and that is worth 10 points. Okay, so that's all written out there. Your quizzes will be directly from the book and from the material that we're covering in our lectures. Each quiz is worth 100 points. They are multiple choice, true and false. You please use your textbook. When you're taking your quiz, you don't need to memorize all this. I just want you to know it and understand it. So the 4 section quizzes worth 100 points each. Use your text, use the slides. Quizzes are due on Friday nights, when the weeks that you have quizzes. It is unlimited time. You can only take it once. But you don't have a specific time frame that you have to do it in. So if you get part of it done and you want to stop and go back to it, it should be saved, and then you can continue. I say it should be saved. You always want, there's always technical issues, and if that happens, reach out to me. So if you can't get it all done in one setting, then you can stop and come back to it. And always make sure that you take your quizzes on time. I usually allow students one makeup for late work, and especially since this is a sophomore level class, it's an intro class. I am pretty lenient about that, but if it happens a lot, then I'll start saying no. So use good time management and just make sure that you get your assignments done on time. You'll be doing case studies as well. You'll be doing those on 3 different weeks. They're worth 50 points each. Each week you'll be reading about a case, 2 cases in your book, and answering the questions that are in your textbook. Again, I've taught this class many times, so I know these cases pretty thoroughly. So I'm looking for a really thorough and thoughtful answer. And if you're just rushing through it and not really applying yourself to it, then I'll be able to tell. Use information from your chapters to create an educated response. So just be thorough with your responses. There's not always one right answer. It's just your thinking, your critical thinking about what you would do in that situation and what you think the company or the organization, if they were successful or not in their PR techniques. So use your critical thinking and always use your text as a resource in those case studies. There are more guidelines. There's an example on the top of the Moodle page. There's a rubric as well. So be sure and check those out before you do your first case study. All right, there's more information, kind of what I just said about case studies. Over here is the mission statement of the Department of Mass Comm, so read through that. I like this cartoon, the 5 stages of a PR disaster. Maybe it will all blow over, denial. Then anger, how dare anyone criticize? We're the victims. And then bargaining, please leave our Facebook wall out of it. And then depression, what will this do to our brand? And acceptance, we accept that our lawyers will draft a heartfelt non-apology. So it's just kind of funny about the 5 stages of a PR disaster. Things that we hope to avoid and learn from other people's mistakes so that when we face things in the future, we don't make the same mistakes. These are standard institutional policies about academic integrity. If you do have accommodations, you should be reaching out to me and letting me know. If you need accommodations, there's the information there. Basis for evaluation, I'll be evaluating everything according to the description on Moodle. There's the standard university grading scale. Attendance, of course, an online class, you need to be in attendance. I would say you should mark it on your calendar just like it's a regular class. Give yourself a set time, 2 or 3 days a week, that you are working on this class, and that way you won't forget or wait till the last minute. If you do not turn in something or work on your discussion forum or do a case study, if there's no sign of you doing work on the class that week, then you will be marked absent. Student well-being, if you have any, going to college sometimes is stressful because you're dealing with a lot of things, jobs and all kinds of classes and other things as well. If you have any, need any help with any of the things listed, we have a student care team on campus, and we are a very caring community and want to help. So let us know. The ACE Lab is there for help if you need it, and they also have online tutoring as well, so check that out. And of course, the library, I've mentioned that. Our book is on reserve there, and it is on the main campus. So here's our schedule for the week. Follow this through. You'll see that this first week, we're covering chapters 1 and 2, and you need to be watching this video and looking through the syllabus. Read through the case study guidelines and the example, read chapters 1 and 2, watch the lecture video and slides, and then what you have to turn in is a video discussion post and response in the PR Hall forum. Okay, so that's what's due this week, and you can see what we'll be covering and what we will be due each week on this schedule here. Okay, so it looks like I've gone through the syllabus. I want to help, so if anything's confusing or you don't understand or I haven't covered everything thoroughly where you have some questions, feel free to message me or email me. If your question is broad and not of a private nature, feel free to put it into the questions for Laura section on Moodle, And that way everyone can learn from your question and my response. And I really believe that there are no stupid questions. I want to be here and be available to you. So reach out to me and let me know what questions you have. So I look forward to interacting with you and seeing your videos this week as we move forward and start working and learning about public relations. Thank you.